Hello, hello everybody. Welcome in. I don't even know what that is. Super glad to have all of you here on this wonderful Wednesday, which is a weird day to stream, and all of those start with W, and so we're alliterative. That was my goal for today. It really wasn't, I just made that up. So, welcome in everyone who is here. I'm Lady KW. We are going to be playing some more Super Paper Mario today. So if you have been following this channel for a little bit of time, or a long time, or any time at all, you might know that I enjoy the Paper Mario series. I have streamed Paper Mario, and I have streamed Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. And so now I am streaming the sequel to that, kind of, in Super Paper Mario. The game is entirely different from both of the original Paper Marios, but I do think it's fun, and I think there's a lot of credence to it being a good game, just depending on what sort of playstyles you like and that sort of thing. So I do have both some technical glitches, which are hilarious, and also some new point redemptions. That's the word. Those are the words. I know words, chat. So I have added, in the last couple of streams, I have added a channel point redemption called Seasonal Candy, which is where you feed me a seasonal candy. Currently, that seasonal candy is candy canes, because I love myself and I know what I like in life. Oh dear. Hi Fel, nice to see you too. Thank you for the lurk. I think you might have tripped on something. Okay, Menzel, thank you for redeeming non-seasonal candy, which is the redemption that I was about to explain. And so this is going to take a minute while I get this out and kind of open it up. So the non-seasonal candy of choice currently, because basically seasonal candy has to be seasonal, and non-seasonal candy has to deliberately not be seasonal, which means sometimes that's going to be really fun. So right now what we're going to go with is some Jolly Rancher Sours, because I thought probably sour candy and I have an odd relationship. And so probably you guys would get to see me make weird faces when I eat non-seasonal candy, because I think I'm going to find it sour. So those are the newest channel point redemptions. Please enjoy. Sherry Bombette, you can absolutely try to counter the counter. And oh dear. Currently it looks as though the die is very definitively rolling under a 10. Which means we might need a new dice. Hello, Snakebird Priestess. Nice to see you. It is this game. It's this other super Paper Mario, which I really enjoy. So, to go back to what I was doing, because everything is derailed already and it's beautiful, we're gonna thank K. Menzel again for this non-seasonal candy reward. Oh, these are flavors. Oh, I think my cheeks are being attacked. Oh boy. This is why I picked this though. I just need to remember that. So this is what non-seasonal candy does. And if you were wondering, yes, this entire stream is just an excuse to eat snacks for me. That's what we do here, and we're happy about it. Flame Crystal, yes, probably, or at least if you're planning on finishing. I think the last time when we chatted about it, and you were still in chapter 3 of the Thousand Year Door. How far have you gotten? Oh boy, K. Menzel, thank you for that redemption. And also Flame Crystal, thank you for the seasonal candy redemption. Now I'm gonna wash down that sour gummy with a candy cane. It's gonna be an interesting combo of flavors. I was smart last time, and I made hot chocolate to go with my candy canes, and I'm not sure if there is a tea alive that will go with sour gummies and candy canes. You're on the moon? Oh, okay, but you're still looking for the strange sack from level 50 of the pit? That's fair. How deep have you gotten in the pit? Because, like, being on the moon, that's pretty late game. That's doing well. Okay. Does anyone else have problems with their candy canes just like being shattered into a million pieces as soon as you try to open them? Because it's very depressing. 30. That's pretty good. Because you hadn't really done the pit before, right? Or at least not to any length. Why, yes, I do have similar problems with my candy canes. They're the same candy canes, if you can tell. So, thank you again, Flame Crystal, for that seasonal candy redemption. And now that all of that smattering has been dealt with, which is lovely and wonderful, my OBS chat window is quasi not working. It's working sometimes, and sometimes it's not. So we're gonna see how this goes, but it's okay, because now that I'm live, I don't have to be in chat anymore. So, we're playing Super Paper Mario. We have a Pure Heart. That's what we collect in this game, Pure Hearts. We got it for free. The dude who was explaining the game to us just had one and gave it to us, which is great. We're level 3. We've been playing for an hour and 49 minutes. All of that sounds good. And in that hour and 45 minutes, or 49 minutes, through cutscenes, we have learned that the evil Count Black has kidnapped Princess Peach and Bowser and has forced them to get married to create the Chaos Heart in an attempt to destroy the world. And not just the world, all worlds, every dimension. So we have been kind of pseudo-kidnapped by a fairy into a dimension that is in between dimensions called Flipside. Literally all of this is just the lore at the beginning of this game chat. None of this is supposed to be surprising. All of this is utterly ridiculous. Oh no! Oh, Flame Crystal, oh no, you were trying to do the trouble. Yeah, I think he's on floor 18 or something like that. Oof. That is very interesting. Yes, Petulant Cobra, there is so much lore in this game. So, having no idea what we're doing at this point, we've been told we need to find 8 Pure Hearts to counter the Chaos Heart. So we found 1, and then we started Chapter 1, and that's where we are now. But there's like levels in between each chapter, so we've done Chapter 1-1, Chapter 1-2, and Chapter 1-3, and I believe we're about to start Chapter 1-4. So let's see if I'm right, and if I'm remembering that correctly. Somehow, Palpatine is alive. Sorry. No, somehow, Mario had found the strength to cross the desert's sweltering dunes. Ahead was a sprawling complex of ruins rising out of the sand. Thankful for the shade, Mario and Tippy ventured deeper inside. They were the very ruins Old Man Watchet had warned them about. What dangers lurked in the shady corridors ahead? I don't know, but let's find out. Oh no! Oh no! Using a mover and skipping the floor that has the trouble guy on it. Oh! That is unfortunate. So apparently there's a monster in these ruins.
Mario, I can feel it calling. Hey, listen! The Pure Heart is nearby. But wait! I sense something else emanating from the sand dunes. Be careful now, Mario. Something else is waiting for us ahead.
Yeah, this game has the Pit of 100 Trials twice, so it's great. So some different mechanics about this game. You might see my health is still in the corner. There's still a score. There's still some coins going on here. But obviously, I'm being followed by different things now. So not as though we're not going to have party collection in this game eventually, but what we first start with is collecting our skills. Yep, Snakebird Priestess, you were right. It is more like 300 trials because you do have to do the second one twice. So we have to do 300 levels of trials if we want to 100% the game. So I'm very much looking forward to that 2 weeks of streams. Yes, we are being followed by a square with 5 circles and 4 flapping triangles. That is a beautiful rainbow, and it is quite gorgeous. Yeah. Sherry Bombette, I don't know if Flame Crystal's gonna check his dice for you, so I hope maybe we should just roll again. So these are our skills. The square with a bunch of circles is named Thoro, and we can use Thoro to pick up and throw things. I don't have anything to pick up right now, or I'd show you. And the 4 flapping triangles is named Tippy. And Tippy's power is very annoying. Because Tippy's power is this. And it requires the sensor bar. And she can then, like, tell you things about stuff. So, like, she could talk to me about Mario. She could talk to me about Thoro. She can't really talk to me about the wall because that doesn't matter. And my sensor bar is very close to me, so you might notice the uncomfortable angle at which this is held. I really hope that I never have to do anything with Tippy that's on a timer. Flame Crystal, have you played... okay, so this one, like Color Splash and Origami King are the Paper Marios that you haven't played? Because I think I have Color Splash, but I actually might not now that I think about it. And I do not yet have the Origami King, but they are technically sequels to this game, which I am very curious about because in general I like the Paper Mario games, and so I'm probably going to like them. Okay, Menzel, is that a pun? So yeah, that's Thoro's skill, that's Tippy's skill, and then Mario has actually learned a skill from the Flip Wizard Vestovius. And this is the skill that Mario has learned. He has learned how to turn this 2-dimensional paper world into a 3-dimensional world for a period of time. A Star Trek Next Gen joke? Okay, then I wouldn't get it, I'm sure. And so that adds kind of some nuance to the exploration of where you are, because there's certain things that only appear in 3 dimensions. This is an enemy. Some people have complained that this game sort of phoned it in on the graphics, because that's a new enemy. But you know what? I'm okay with it. So yeah, we're in chapter 1-4. We're trying to find a pure heart. It's probably in these ruins somewhere. We think. Ooh, hello. I would like this. So this is what Thoro does. All right, my dude. Come on. Yay, we leveled up. Come here. So the shell enemies are really interesting because you don't necessarily damage them when you jump on them. You just get them to drop into their shell form. And so it's definitely worth trying to knock them into each other if you can. Oh. That's really interesting. I do have Sticker Star. Oops, I fell. I do have Sticker Star, and I've played it, and I definitely didn't hate it. Just kind of exploring everywhere right now, chat. Ooh, hello, Mr. Beetle. Closer to here-ish, right? Nice. Come with me. It definitely has a very different mechanic to the typicals, because Sticker Star, for anybody who doesn't know, in order to have attacks, you have to pick up stickers, and then you can use those stickers in combat, but you have a finite number of pages in your sticker book to keep the stickers, and so you have to be able to complete the levels with stickers that you find and buy, like, kind of based on those levels. Come here. What? What? That was so weird, but also kind of amazing. Just go there for a second. I found a secret. Ooh. Cool. The secret was an item. Do you come down the stairs? Yeah, you do. That's okay. Very interesting. Also, completely unrelated to our goal of making our way through these ruins, but very interesting. So yeah, Sticker Star is interesting because I think for me, I didn't mind it. Also, you can just skip a lot of the dangers of things Come on. Because, like, a lot of them are two-dimensional, so you can just kind of skip them over in this game, which is interesting. But I think for me, like, I didn't mind the sticker star mechanic. It just, as a game, is a little bit more time-consuming for me, and so I don't play it in the same way that I play the other Paper Marios. Okay, so I don't remember seeing anything up there, but this door needs a key, which means I'm gonna need to go find a key, and I think probably this door is how I'm supposed to do it, because there was a weird 3D platform here-ish. You don't remember all the reasons, that's fair. The sticker mechanic was a really big change, and so I think it would definitely be understandable. Oh cool, these are two-dimensional enemies. But I need to get to this ladder. What? Did I just stand on top of that? Cool. I got a key. Woohoo. Okay, I don't think there's anything else in this room for me to care about. So, this game so far isn't expecting me to solve any puzzles or be good at anything in order to get keys. So that's good to know. So we're just gonna keep exploring these. I'm feeling a little bit like Indiana Jones. Ooh. Okay. Hit the save brick. Yes, I'd like to save my progress. Pick up the friend. Hello, friend. Huh. Huh. Interesting. So this is a hat. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's fair. I guess people are allowed to have the opinions that they have about games. Boop. Actually, you stay there. Thank you. Did I make 4 coins off of something? Or did you? Because I, for some reason, wasn't paying attention. So I need another key. Well, we've kind of already solved this one, because I have a tendency to start every room in 3-dimensional space. So that's the sneaky way we get to this upper door, apparently. Okay, there's a pipe. Oh, and the pipe drops friends. That's good to know.
Hey, listen! Something happened outside the room!
Thanks, Tippy. You're a genius, friend. Oh, I didn't mention. For anybody who is, like, somewhat unfamiliar with this game. Ooh, we have a pixels menu now. That's very cool. Other than the fact that it's a Paper Mario game, so it's going to follow the same 8-chapter format. There's going to be bosses. There's going to be stuff. Whatever. There are recipes in this game, so I'm going to have to spreadsheet it up again, because we're going to be doing some cooking. And the other collection point, so in Paper Mario and in Super Paper Mario, you had what was called a tattlelog, where if you used Goombario or Goombella to tattle on enemies, you would kind of collect their information in a journal. And so now what that is cards. You can find some cards as like rewards around the world, especially rare ones, but you actually have to create some yourself, so you can eventually will unlock capture cards. And then we can purchase a capture card and use it to like catch enemies to have their card. And so this is kind of what the cards are like. It tells us stuff about them and it shows us their picture. And for every card that you have, it multiplies the amount of damage that you do to that enemy. So if I had 1 attack and I had a Goomba card, it means I would do 2 damage. If I have 2 attack, and I have a Goomba card, I'm doing 4 damage. And so cards are very worth collecting because especially on enemies with bigger health points, it can really help you knock them out in 1 hit. And that is especially good for the Pit of Trials. That's fair, Flame Crystal. Like I said, it's kind of up to the opinion of the people playing. So some people are going to like different games for different reasons. And also, like I said, I definitely haven't finished it. I kind of finished the first set of levels, and then I've just never had time to devote more time to it. And since it's on a handheld, I currently do not have what I would need in order to capture that into a stream. So it's not on my list right now, but I might try looking up some of the issues that people had with it and some of the things that they enjoyed about it and just see. So Flame Crystal, I have never played Bug Fables, but I have a lovely streamer friend named Focus on Me Play who has played through the entirety of Bug Fables on their stream. And so I have watched some of it, and it is very, very similar in style to the Paper Mario and the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which means it is on my list of interesting looking games that I might want to check out, because it does seem really, really cool. Like, similar combat mechanics, similar style of collections of things, and it seemed like a very interesting story to me. And so I think that would be pretty cute to check out. Petulant Cobra, purchasing capture cards, Paper Mario the Thousand Year Streamer. Yeah, I think that's about how long it's gonna take me. If I want to 100% the capture card log, it's gonna take a while. Okay, so cool thing is we have, did I not finish something? Oh no, it said something changed outside. I remember. Haboing. Haboing. Okay, so that is what has changed outside. Excuse me, my dudes. I need to get up there. You're being rude. Oh, right, of course you are. Because you gave me a skill that I'm supposed to use to do that. Bleh. Doing things the way you're supposed to. Eh. Either way, that's fun. Hey, that is a roof. Huh. Come on. Oh, sneaky, sneaky. So that's a thing that Tippy can do. She can reveal hidden stuff. Cool. At least I was able to get that. This is a game that I admit, I have a lot of fun playing, but it is a lot easier to like forget that there's other people here who might not be familiar with the game and to just try to speedrun everything I do with no explanation whatsoever. Oh, that's cool. There's a key there. I supposedly can't get to it. So we're gonna do our usual. Flip to 3D. And that's when we learn that that's just a big circle of blocks, and the key's in the wall behind us. It's great to learn. Learning is fun. The more you know. Okay, beyond that. Oh, there is a sneaky secret in this room, chat. I'm probably going to start forgetting this more and more and more in later chapters, that you really need to explore everywhere. But there's a sneak. Oh, I definitely want to whack those guys into each other. I got a Buzzy Beetle card! Learning is half the battle. Yes. Yes. That is the level that I am on. Okay. I picked this up. I throw this here. I get points. That's what it's all about, chat. Collecting points. Which, like, actually does kind of matter. I'm gonna explain this mechanic now for literally no reason at all, because I'm not actually close to doing it. But one of the things that I find really cool about the Pit of Trials in this game is because it is real-time combat. It's not turn-based, and therefore is a little bit more about reaction as well as kind of strategies and that sort of thing, as opposed to like single combat strategies. One of the mechanics that they added is that each room has a certain number of enemies and a certain type of enemy in the pit, and one of those enemies at random using RNG has a key. And the key gets you through to the next level. And so if the first enemy you kill, even if there's like 25 of them in the room, if the first enemy you kill has the key, you don't have to kill the rest of them. And so one of the things that like you can employ therefore in the pit is like the strategy of on levels where it's really easy to kill the enemies, you can wipe the whole room even when you don't have to. And on the strategies where it's like more difficult or where you don't have what you want or need, you can kind of skip some of it if you get lucky near the beginning. Just a spring, okay. Oh. That door is unfortunately placed. Okay. I understand. So as per usual, chat, this game is giving us problems that it wants us to solve in the third dimension. If we can. I see a blue switch. Let's go this way. Okay, fine. I see a blue switch. Okay, now I see a large red switch. And... oh, I see a bunch of those things. That's fun. I think I'm gonna go over here and press the switch. So that is literally a switch to knock the floor out. Have you ever like really question marked the utility of certain dungeons in games? I feel like I should do this with Legend of Zelda more, but I'm finding myself doing it with Paper Mario a lot, where I'm just like, why did you build these things this way? Like, why did you have a door like this? Why is the only solution to drop a bunch of these guys until they make a floor? Do you not want to navigate these ruins that you have built? That's true. Oh, I just learned something. Do you know what? That's true, Der Bescheidwisse. I mean, I love that movie. Do not get me wrong. I think that might be my favorite movie in the entire franchise. However, it was an interesting kind of plot point for them to explore. This idea of like why is that the way this was? I don't know. Sometimes I think it's cool when franchises try to fix that. I would love to see like a random Legend of Zelda game dev like try to explain why the dungeons can only be opened with like you can only access certain parts of the dungeon to get keys to move on by using like the hook shot, for example. And so if you don't own a hook shot, you just can't get to that door. How did the boss get anywhere? How did anything live here? So what we've learned, chat, is that although there are 4 identical red switches, they have sneaky numbers on the side. And I think it's good that we learned that they have sneaky numbers, because there's nothing else in this room. So, 1, 2, oops, 3, 4. Ooh, that gave me stairs. I was definitely expecting a door. That's fine. How very interesting. Okay, so this one's a little bit more conceivable because it's like, okay, you don't necessarily need the power of flipping if you're the one who built the mechanic and you know. Cool, thank you for that. And therefore, like, you know what order to hit the switches in, but the switches also disappeared as soon as the stairs were created, so I still have questions. Okay, so chat, I'm getting suspicious. And some of my suspicion is because I 100% actually do remember a lot of this game, because I have played this game a lot. They just gave me a mushroom, a super shroom specifically, that heals all of the possible health that I could have at this point, because I've been killing everything. And they just gave me a save brick. And I've explored a bunch of ruins, and this is a pipe. And so I'm very much expecting some kind of boss fight in the next room. And what might this be? Oh, it is almost like you put health in a save brick at the end of one room. The sarcasm. It's great. And my only skill so far is this. So I imagine that this is going to be a boss fight that has to do with picking something up and throwing it at something else. Because that is what I have learned from Nintendo's mechanics, is that this early in the game, they expect you to solve it with the thing they just gave you. I wonder what's up. I hope it's some nice computer hamsters. I will be very sad if computer hamsters are not found. I honestly read it as I wonder what's up with that fight first, and then I was like, nope, I have just put extra words in there that were not there. Beside Vista, this is like my 12th playthrough. Oh, the pipe just disappears. Terrifying. I can't even back up a room. This is some chill music, though. I'm loving it. Uh-oh. What could this be, chat? So yeah, I'm not going to be surprised by a lot of things that I run into. I still might suck at dealing with some of them, but I'm not going to be surprised by them. Is really where it goes. Really, I'm just trying to save. I'm just trying, actually. This is my version of the story, chat. As an administrator, I'm just trying to figure out how to get Peach an annulment because she was forced into a wedding against her own will. And was coerced into saying I do. It's the lore. So we just need to get ourselves some justice for Peach. Okay. Warning! Oh my gosh, chat, it's the dragon. Dee, do you remember the first boss fight in Thousand Year Door against Hooktail the dragon? Is this Dune? Yes. Intrusion detected. Leave immediately or be purged. Wait. Scan initialized. Red cap detected. Blue overalls detected. Level 5 mustache detected. Chat, there's such a thing as a level 5 mustache in this world. Is that on a scale of 1 to 10, though? These are the important questions that I need answered. Incredible possible subject identification, but it is impossible. Hold your position. Searching data banks. Oh my gosh. The icon. Pun intended. And I'm sorry. Search complete. 1 positive match. System overload. Legendary hero identified. Forgive me, hero. I am called Fractale. My only purpose is to defend the pure heart from lawless intruders. You are late. That's by an electronic dragon, chat. The name Fractale is really heckin' cool, though. I have waited thousands of years for your arrival. You may pass. The pure heart is just ahead. It won't be that easy. Oh no. Who speaks? So very nice to meet you and your mustache. I am Count Blex, Master of Dimensions, the pleaser of crowds. I am Dementio. Remember the name well. Hey, listen! I know you. You're that. It would be so very dull if your journey ended so easily. Instead it ends with magic. Yes, much better. Now you and this robotic guardian can spend some quality time. Yes, quality snack time. when he snacks on you, for you are the snack. Ciao. I just want to say, I is not snack. What did he just... Beep! I am error. Press any key to restart. System not found. Insert install disk. Disk not found. Please confirm cover is closed. Red error. Insert bot. No response. System may be busy. Application error. Save your work and quit. You lost everything. Way to go, genius. Waiting for processors. 404 computer hamsters not found. Threat level upgraded to Jelly Roll 1. Detonation infinite. Yeah, K Menzel, that's how I feel. Where's the any key? I've got a spare boot disk in my desk computer. Honestly, this is like, I have so many spare lots of parts in that closet. We could totally fix Fractale. Beep bleep bleep. Beep blip blip. Beep blip blip. C drive run query identification, C drive run insult generator, C drive results go away, Yeti lip. Control Alt Delete. This is like my favorite moment of game breaking. Okay, so we were supposed to just get right on through without having to boss fight. But instead, we're gonna have to fight the boss. Perfect. I'm just gonna see what Tippy says. Sounds like someone needs to press run, stop, restore for this guy. Okay, so this is Fractale, the robotic guardian of the pure heart. It's quite enormous. We don't know what its health is. The attack is 1. It can fly and swoop down with its big open mouth, but I think the antenna-like horn atop its head is its weak spot. I think you're going to need to use Thoro to hit it. Okay, cool. So, all things that I presumed. So currently, I don't think we can interact with him. But it looked like he was gonna eat me, so I ran away. And then he kind of wrecked the sand here. Oh, I'm too close to the edge, chat. So one of the really great things is that I'm not new at this game, and I'm not trying to figure out this boss right now. Can these be computer hamsters? I think they should be. So when Fractale runs at you from the back, you can't do anything. Whoops, I do not want that in my possession if I'm being flung off his tail. So yeah. When you're in this first stage and you're on this screen and he comes over you this way, like to the back of the screen, you can't do anything to hurt him. And then he's gonna charge at you again on that same axis and you can't do anything to hurt him. You just kind of get out of his way. But then he does it on the other dimensional axis, and so he's gonna go over my head this way and then come back. And so, as you saw, when he comes back in this direction, that's when you can actually interact with him, because you can flip to 3D, avoid his giant mouth, and jump on his back. And then the game cutscenes you for this next part. So as soon as you've landed on his back, that's fine. But then you end up on his back, and there's an antenna, which we've been told is probably his weak spot, and we probably need Thoro to, whoops, to throw something. Come on. Come on. Ugh. There we go. I wonder if I need... Because I don't have capture cards yet, so they can't expect me to capture those little guys, right? They are cute little quacky friends, and I love them. They are very, very adorable... computer ducks? I don't know how to understand this game's lore in that capacity. So we're just going to do this for a few stages. Typically in Mario games, you're looking at like 3 hits kills the boss. And so I've gotten 3 hits each time before he's flung me off, and so I'm wondering if we're doing 3 iterations of that. I don't fully remember that, but I don't think it's necessary. This is a very complicated boss, from my recollection, to figure out the first time when you have very little to go on. But I do remember figuring it out without looking it up. I just definitely lost a lot more than 1 health in doing that, because I kept trying to jump on him when he was like 2-dimensionally coming at me. I wasn't thinking about the 3rd dimension initially. So it's very helpful to have learned a little something since then. Because, small hint chat, in case you missed Thousand Year Door somehow, we're probably going to be fighting more than 1 dragon. So it's nice to know. So he's experiencing system crash. I have malfunctioned. What have I done? Hero, the error is mine. I am sorry. Shame circuit, smoldering. Please, you must save our world. Oh dear. Guys, why does the electronic dragon have bones? I'm a little concerned about the structure. Oh, the cute little quacky friend. Okay, cool. So that wasn't there before. Cool. Thumbs up. Welcome, hero. My name is Malumina. I like that I'm just smooshed against the wall there. I am a dormant soul. I have waited long to give you the pure heart. Chat. Ghosts are just real in the Mario universe. This is what we've learned. They're just real. Yes, I have been waiting for 1,500 years. It's a little upsetting. It's a long time. Your presence here must mean that all worlds have begun to collapse.
Hey, listen! Yes, they have. In fact, that's why we're here.
Before I give you the pure heart, you and I must speak. Listen well, hero. Long, long ago, my people built a civilization hailed as a beacon of culture. Sadly, despite our power, there was one thing we were powerless to stop: the Dark Prognosticus. Nobody knows who authored the Dark Book. It foretold the events of the future. On the last page, it was written that a chaotic power would devour the world. We knew it had to be stopped. Our greatest minds devised a grand plan to stop the tragedy before it happened. We needed something with the pure essence of love to confront this chaos. Researchers set to work, and they created the Purity Heart. We divided the Purity Heart into 8 pieces and hid them in different dimensions. We hid them for their own protection, waiting for the day the hero would arrive. Everything was going as planned, or so it seemed. But the wheels of destiny began to spin wildly out of control. It began with a very small incident. At that time, I was young and quite beautiful. It started the day I met 2 very fetching young men. And, you see, my life set sail toward a maelstrom of love. You see, I asked one out, but, however, it was, well, you know, basically it, and then I said, and he said, and then... So she tells us her entire life story, I'm guessing. And we have an app. And that is why we hope the Purity Heart will have the power to defeat chaos. To save all worlds, we must find the 8 pure hearts that form the Purity Heart. And that is all I have to say on the matter. Were you listening carefully? Excellent. I did tell the short version, so I wasn't sure if you would fully understand. All I can say is that Mario's deception rolls are heckin' good. It's lore that Mario is put to sleep by lore. My deception rolls are bad, but I don't think this is gonna work. Chat, what did I tell you? Mario has a character limit. His processor goes to sleep if the limit is exceeded. That is a fantastic joke, Val. So my deception is a 2, which is why I was telling you guys the truth when I said Mario's deception is really high, and then he rolled a 19. So, like, that's great. It is up to you to find the pure hearts, for they are our last and only hope. Go forth, hero, and save the worlds. We are all depending on you. Hey guys, we actually earned this one! I'm, like, very salty that they just gave me the first one for free. I didn't deserve that. I think something's on fire. I don't know if anyone else can hear the sirens, but there's emergency vehicles outside my apartment. Fantastic. Before disappearing, Merlumina had entrusted Mario to save every world. She had waited 1,500 years to deliver the message to the legendary hero. With the second pure heart in hand, Mario was in great spirits, but 6 pure hearts still remained to be found, and the journey had just begun. With a flutter, Tippy said,
I think we'd better return to Flipside.
The weight of every world's fate once again rested on Mario's shoulders. Is anyone surprised? I'm not surprised. Ooh, I wonder what's going to be in between the chapter cutscenes this time. Okay, yeah, so I guess the hero went ahead and stomped you and sent you back here. You gotta forgive me, Count. I failed you. I've never felt less chunky in my life.
So our hero is real, yes. A force to be reckoned with. Nastasia, the prophecy. Consult it and learn where the hero will go next. We will lay a devious trap for him and bring him to his very knees, Black!
Yeah, I already sent Mimi to a site picked for that purpose.
This pleases Count Black. Excellent work, Nastasia. I have granted Mimi powers potent enough to ensure that she will obliterate this hero. Yes, he will be helpless against her. I depart! Alert Count Black when this hero is no more. Black!
Gosh, that was dramatic. Yeah, I'll fire off a memo on that. But for now, we have another item on the agenda. Oh, Chunks, you got a sec? Yeah, so some minions in the Bowser organization are still resisting assimilation. So I'm heading out to squash the resistance. And while I'm gone, I want you to stay here. Yeah, you just sit tight and think about your recent job performance, okay?
Oh, this really tweaks me chin hairs.
Oh, oh, Chad, it's Peach. Stop fighting. What? How did I end up napping here? Wait, didn't that nasty Count Black try to make me marry Bowser? And then Luigi, Luigi? Bowser? And anybody there?
No, you're the only one of the wedding party left standing, it looks like.
So, you finally woke up, huh, Princess? Oh, you guys. Are you all right? Yeah, but who knows what happened? That was one crazy wedding. We can't even find his groomness. You remember King Bowser? Oh, and that guy with the mustache? I think he had a green tux on or something. Yeah, or Luigi. That's the guy. We don't know where he ended up either. Thing is, most of us minions got all brainwashed by that black guy's assistant. Yeah, everybody's half nuts. It's not safe here. We gotta clear this area now. Private Koopa here will escort you, okay? You guys make a break for it. But what about you? What am I gonna do? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go help my men. King Bowser would burn me to a crisp if I left him. Leave no Koopa behind. Good luck out there, Princess. Hail Bowser! Farewell. Oh, okay, lady. We gotta evac this zone. Let's roll. Well, I suppose. Cool. So I get to control Peach. Isn't that cute? She gets the little floaty umbrella. Child, look how cute that is. It's so cute. Ha! I think this castle's in a black hole. Give up. There's no hope for escape. All hail the glorious Count. Do not resist. Submit to his rule. You will love it. What's this insubordination? Johnson, I am your captain! You know what? I'm gonna have to tell you that your orders mean nothing. See, they've already sworn eternal allegiance to Count Bleck, okay? And now you need to, so I'll just go ahead and pencil you in for a 10 o'clock brainwashing. You just messed with the wrong Koopa! I serve Bowser! You tell this Count! Here! Hail Black! Well, that was easy. Yeah, there. Isn't that better? So, listen. There's still a few problem minions that haven't sworn allegiance. You be a lamb and round them up for me, okay? Thanks. Oh gosh, chat. Am I supposed to feel sorry for Bowser's minions now? Oh man, this is going downhill fast. Did you see that? They even broke the captain. Look, lady, if they find us, it's game over. We gotta clear this area stat. So he's facing this way, and Nastasia went the other way. So I'm gonna go through this door. Okay, cool. He's just waiting. I hope that doesn't mean I've gone the wrong way. Oh, hey, look, it's a door. Oops. No, didn't! But a cutscene. Well, staying here won't do us any good. Let's turn around and keep looking. Oh, turn back. Yeah, no, your friend there had it right. This is your dead end. Who are you anyway? Find cover, lady. I'm trained to handle scum like this. Yort? All hail Count Bleck? So that's an interesting word. Wow, Princess, you sure are lucky. I thought the wedding explosion finished you. Yeah, but this is the end of the road, and your luck runs out right here. It's time you came on over and got with the program. Love Bjorn, such good music! Nice one. They make fiend bangers, eh? So, come and serve the Count. Never! Yeah, that's great and all, but my hypno powers kind of say otherwise. Just sit tight a sec, okay? Because I've just got to brainwash you real quick. What? What? That wasn't on my schedule. Where'd she go? I'd rather serve the Count plus plus. I mean, is the Count the dude from the Muppets? Like Sesame Street? Because if so, Okay, so, chat, is anyone else suspicious of what just happened there? Well, it's really not a deal breaker. Our prophecy fulfillment plan is running smoothly. We have no need for her. Yeah, and it doesn't matter where she runs since all worlds are about to fall. Perpetually suspicious. So I'm just suspicious in general because we know that Peach can't do that. And we've seen Tippy do it. And we've seen a couple of other characters do it. But only one character has done that box outline with a ripple effect. So I just want y'all to keep that little suspect in your mind. Because I think the way that this game foreshadows things is very cool. Anyway, I don't know who's talking here. I think I know. But I don't, off the top of my head, remember which direction the dialogue goes in. So I'm just going to use my normal voice for this. I remember that day well. The room was warm. The whole place was at peace. Ugh. You're awake at last. Where am I? Is this a human's home? Blech! Don't wiggle like that. I found you at the cliff base. You took quite a fall. You're a human, correct? I don't repulse you? I am of the tribe of darkness. Wow. So, guys, somewhere on the world is the tribe of darkness, apparently? Or there's, like, humans in alternate dimensions? This is getting some real weird theory going on here. Why would that matter? Anyone with a heart would not ignore an injured soul. That was the day our paths crossed. That day. That was the day our tragedy was set in motion. Chat, there's lore! Cool. Awesome. So, we've defeated this particular chapter. So let's see how long it takes before we can start chapter 2. And actually, this doesn't really save me time right now because I don't have dash. But you can do partial skips of the elevator cutscenes when they're not the elevator to the tower. So it can be faster sometimes to just fling yourself off the side of things. Oh, I don't... literally, I started this 2 days ago and I don't remember what voice I was using for him. Oh, ho, ho! Like a Santa Claus voice, I think, because of the beard. You've returned so soon! I can see from your faces that it went well indeed. Let's head back to my house so you can tell the details. Please, step right in. Is what I think. So I'm gonna hit the save brick first. Whoops. Twice. Always save twice before you do weird things. So this is his house. So, how was it, dear friends? Did you find a pure heart? Yeah. Oh ho, such pure brilliance. This is a true piece of the one true purity heart. Dude, if you knew about the purity heart, and you did not explain that, what good are you? He knows things that he's not telling us, chat. It's rude. Hey, listen! Yes, we met Merlumina. She gave it to us. What? Lady Merlumina! You were well met. She is an ancestor of mine. She was the one who wrote the Light Prognosticus to counteract the Dark One. Merlumina and those who followed her built this town. They are why we are here. Master Merlon, bad news! What is it? Get a hold of yourself, lad. You see, you see, a girl fell out of the sky. What? A girl fell out of the sky? What in the world? I don't know. Just please get on the elevator and come up there to see her. So it shall be. And you, Mario, come along. We may need your presence as well. I'll give you 3 guesses as to this girl. Who do we think this girl is, chat? Who do we think this girl be? I just came from there. It's fine. Kind of like that his footsteps are like a partial division of like the tempo of the song. Gee, is that anyone else surprised? Yeah, so I was just looking up at the tower and she fell out of nowhere. She does not look at all familiar to me. Who could this be?
What's the matter?
Oh.
Princess Peach! So this is the princess that Count Black kidnapped.
Yes.
Well, the poor girl seems to have had a rough time, of that we can be sure. She doesn't appear to be conscious, and she is shivering uncontrollably. What could the problem be? Oh ho, I know! Mario, you must go to the chef named Saffron on the first floor of Flipside. I am sure she knows a warming and revitalizing recipe for this poor girl. Once she revives, we will be able to ask Princess Peach exactly what happened. Now off with you. Find Saffron, the chef, on the first floor. Love the way they give directions here. So Peach has fallen out of the sky. And now we need to figure out what to do about that. So this is the second floor. It's got an inn. Ooh, it's got an item house. Just gonna real quick. Just gonna store some things. Just because I'm passing by. Okay, and so then there's another elevator. This is the first floor. Oh, lovely. Okay, so that elevator doesn't seem to be working. That's clearly the chef. Oh, a bobbable wall. How lovely. Dude, your canvas is blank. I'm just like entering people's houses without permission now. Excuse me for 1 second, chat. Sorry about that, everybody. Hello, Beavis. Nice to see you. I just had to take a work call. Things are getting busy. That's okay though. Yeah, nice to see you, Beavis. How are you today? We're exploring. This is what we're supposed to find, but I went everywhere else first because I don't follow the rules. I should, but I don't. Well, that's a DS on the wall. Anyway. Hey, lady.
Welcome to Sweet Smiles. Oh, sugar, our dishes will turn that little frown right upside down.
I'm gonna have to get a southern accent down, aren't I?
Southern. What? A friend of yours is out cold? Oh, mercy. Well, listen here, sugar. She sounds like she needs some spicy soup. All I need is a fire burst to make a pot of soup that'll warm her up in a jiffy. Some stores sell fire bursts, so just check the shelves wherever you like to shop. You bring me one, sugar, and I'll make you some tasty, spicy soup.
Cool. So the good news is, I have one of those. So I just have to go pick it up. But also, they sell it in the item store on this floor.
Good day. I'm gonna pick up the fire burst.
I wonder if I'm gonna get a recipes tab when she's cooked this. Because it seems to just be creating more and more in the menu as I unlock different things that I can do. And I honestly have never paid that much attention to the mechanic of when and where I track recipes. Stealth beaver gunning! Oh, you know what, Ash, you just reminded me. Sherry Bombette redeemed a scarf, and I went to go get one, and then I 100% forgot to put it on, which is super rude of me. So I'm so sorry, Sherry. But there's my scarf. So yes, Ash, you are right. Costume time, otherwise known as the stealth beaver gun. Thank you for that redemption of costume time. Ash, do you have a preference? Or shall I go with the usual for you? And nice to see you. Welcome in. Always delightful. Always delightful to have you.
Now let's just get started on making that spicy soup.
Yeah, don't worry. I got him. I only have to ask because it's the polite thing to do, Ash. I don't actually have to ask for, like, knowledge purposes. So yeah. Chat, I have some very interesting costume items. And one of them turns me into an elf. And or other pointy-eared individual. That side is really not being easily visible. But there they go! Thank you again very much for that redemption, Ash. And lovely again to see you. How are things out in your corner of the world, sir?
I'm learning to cook. So, Sugar, you want me to create a dish for you with a fire burst?
Yes, please. One spicy soup coming right up, Sugar. I think she might overuse the term sugar. This is a jam. Sorry about the wait, Sugar, but it turned out just right. You got a spicy soup. Sip with a flame-proof spoon. This ought to wake up that sleeping beauty of yours, Sugar. And get it to it just as quick as you can. Okay. Nice. So I now have recipes, chat. There are 96 of them. And I have one. We are on the verge of a collectathon beginning. Yes! Well, I'm glad to hear that things are well, even though you are very busy, Ash. It has been ages, but I appreciate you being here for this little cute little stream today. My timing has also been kind of abject chaos for a while because, as evidenced by the work call that I just took during this stream, they're getting really busy, and so I'm working a lot and at weird hours sometimes. So it's definitely wreaked some havoc on my typical schedule. But that's okay. We're all friends here. And you know, we can flex where needed. At least I think so. I'm not offended if people have to like skip streams or miss streams. I definitely understand the busyness. Very interestingly, I know someone who was ish and around your area recently on a bit of a visit and had to do some international travel. So it was really interesting to have seen your experience in getting to and from, I think, Germany and or potentially France. I don't fully remember, but your airport trips and their airport trips had some similarities, some overlap. So Princess Peach fell out of the sky. Cool. This is what we've learned. We're gonna give her a spicy soup. Ugh. Oh ho, it seems to have worked. I feel like I just ate the most delicious thing. I haven't had a dream about such tasty food in ages. Oh, Mario, you're okay. But where exactly are we? Hey, listen! This is Flipside. Okay. And, who are you? My dear, I am called Merlon, and that is what is known as a pixel. Her name is Tippy. Come, let us adjourn to my house. I would be grateful if you would tell us more there. Yeah. Wow, that's a really interesting experience, like the distinction there. Ooh. Well, I'm glad it was easier for you at least. And I hope you had some tasty food while you were there, because you know I am all about the cuisine. And then before I knew it, I woke and saw Mario, you and Tippy. Well, my dear, that is most assuredly a tale of woe and troubles. Okay. So just to catch everyone up, the tale she told them was about being kidnapped and forced to marry Bowser against her will, and then escaping brainwashing by kind of getting kidnapped again and falling out of the sky and being woke up by a spicy soup. That is the tale of woe and troubles. That happened. Oh, Mario, what do you suppose happened to Luigi and Bowser? I suppose you're right. There's just no way to know. I just hope they're safe. Hey, Merlon! What should we do next? And one pure heart shall lead the way to the next, so it is written. There are still more heart pillars to be found in Flipside, young ones. When you find the next heart pillar, you must set a pure heart in it, and when you do so, a door to the world containing the next pure heart will appear. They're still explaining the mechanics of the game to me. And my intuition tells me the next door may lead you to the mysterious Merlee. Like Bestovius and I, Merlee is one of the ancients. We are like long-lost cousins. Yes, I have heard that Merlee has long guarded an ancient and secret treasure. If my instincts are correct, it may be the next pure heart we seek. All I'm saying, chat, is if these living people had the pure hearts, I don't know why they need a hero to go collect them. Ooh. Ash, that sounds amazing. Because, like, number one, good food. Yes. Just, like, solid thumbs up there. And being able to get, like, the full experience despite the work bit, that's great. Thank you, Ash. I hope you have a lovely time getting the kiddos to bed. It was lovely to see you. Thank you for the costume time redemption. And if you don't come back today, that's okay, but you have yourself a lovely night, regardless. Thanks for stopping in. I must tell you, the Light Prognosticus also speaks of her magical powers. So, we just need to find this Merlee person, is that it? Oh ho, are you going as well? You should not tax yourself. You've only just recovered, and it may be dangerous. Well, I can't just sit here and let everyone else go off to save the world now, can I? After all, the void that is spreading in the sky is my fault. Mine and Bowser's. So I'm going, and that's final. I've made my decision. Yeah, so now we have party collection, chat. Which means we have more than one character. And that means we have more than one skill set. So they gave us a little tester on figuring out Peach in between the cutscenes, and then they dropped her on us, which is fantastic. This princess is headstrong, to be sure. How very refreshing. I insist you take this. And then we get an old key. There are secrets in this town that even I do not know. This may be one of the keys to uncovering them, quite literally, in fact. Please use this key wherever it fits here in town. My intuition tells me you should be able to use it very near my house. Except somehow this dude has never figured out where it goes, which is literally a key. I will continue to read the Light Prognosticus and look for any clues that may help. So, like, Intelligence 20, Wisdom 0 is the feel I'm getting. I am sure that musty old tome still has much to teach us, yes, much indeed. Now Mario, Princess Peach, do all you can to stop the Count's evil plans. Alright, let's go, Mario. Come on, Tippy.
Yeah.
Press and hold 2 to float slowly. Press down to guard against enemy attacks. Boop. Oh, that's so cute. So, like, we already knew about her ability to do that, but, like, oh, look how adorable. There's a little, like, turtle mode, chat. So we're gonna head bonk that save brick. She didn't even do that with her fist. She just straight up walloped that with her crown. So now we have a characters menu. I think I'm gonna need Mario, though. Yep. Oh gee, how interesting, chat. There's a door here that needs a key. He was not joking about that being really close to his house. So apparently Merlon himself has never learned how to flip. Okay, I don't think I can do anything with this dude yet. Ooh, I see something. But I'm gonna skip it. And I'm gonna go over here first. Interesting. And that's apparently just a random platform. Cool. Monster advisory. Cool. Okay. So what's around this? The end of the map. Alright, that's not very helpful. So there's a pipe here. Okay. Okay, and there's some pegs here. Hey Beavis, is that very specific sense going off again? Because to me, those pegs look very particular. But looks like we have to go down the pipe first, which is fine. Interesting. So we are now in what's called the Flipside Outskirts. Cool. Okay. And the outskirts also have a second layer. That's fine. Boop. Oh, okay. So there's the heart pillar we're trying to get to, chat. But I'm guessing we're gonna have to use some of the skills that we have just picked up based on all these floating blocks. Yeah. Float across the stone tops. Gee, I'm so glad that they are just telling me how to do things right now. All right, there you go, Peach. She's so cute when she kind of does the little presenting thing. It's adorable. Door number 2. I really like that this game has such a rainbow theme, because I do love rainbows. So, second heart placed. It was like here-ish, maybe? There it is. Second heart placed, which means second chapter can begin. So this is kind of the pattern of this game, for those who haven't played it. You get a chapter, you find a pure heart, you find where you're supposed to put it based on the new skills that you have, and then you do it all again until you have all of the pure hearts. I'm actually really surprised that this wasn't anything. That makes me suspicious about a couple of things, because there are a lot of skills that we haven't learned yet. Like, a lot. And so probably it's just one of those newish skills. So at least we've met the chef now. And that is very useful. And so having met the chef, I think we need to figure out some of the rules about recipes. Probably make some spreadsheets over the weekend, probably. And I'm hoping pretty soon we're going to meet the card collecting person, which will allow us to start new elements to the game. Okay. So chapter 2, we have some time. Let's get started, see how far we can get in the second chapter. With Princess Peach at his side, Mario set out once again, bound for adventure. This time, our heroes were tasked with finding the mysterious charmer Merly. If Merlon was right, then Merly was the key to finding the next pure heart. Never one to flinch from danger, Mario set out to find Merly's mysterious mansion. But little did he know the evil works of dastardly Count Black awaited at every turn. Oh, I remember this chapter. Bogging to Merly's. That's amazing. Chapter 2-1. So good. Oh, yeah. Construction of a new chapter. I am here for this. Ooh, what a pretty space, chat. This is lovely.
Hey, listen! The pure heart is somewhere up ahead. Yes, it must be, but it could be a ways. Let's go. Let's go.
How interesting. Well, I need you. Great. Oh, definitely need you. I can't pick that guy up or jump on him. Okay, so there's some coins behind that. Ooh, and there's a water mechanic. Does water kill me? Okay, I can kind of swim. Oh, but I cannot make that jump without some help. So this is where, chat, we have to start getting clever about our navigation. And deciding which character we need for what. Kinda want that, actually. Thanks. Ooh, a Cheep Cheep. Can I jump on it? I can! Chat, I can kill the fish! Oh. That was not what I was expecting to find. Alright. I'm game. Yes, thank you, K. Menzel. That is exactly right. Nice. Okay. So I'm definitely supposed to get across here because I see that that door can't show you. That door has a lock on it. Whatever. I'll just show you anyway. This door has a lock on it, chat. Which means I think we need to go through that pipe first. Kill the fish. Gosh, these sinking platforms are fun. They sink fast. Okay. I don't need to, because I definitely just made all these jumps as Mario. But I will. Okay. So let's go find a key. As usual. Phenomenal music. Okay. That's nice. A key to a door in Gloom Valley, huh? Yeah, who hides their treasure chests with keys in them by a spell based on enemy murder? Like, this is such a weird setup for a world. But you know, that's fine. K. Menzel, I didn't say anything about me. I said who. Oops. Oh gosh, so many flying Goombas. Yeah, okay, I will take that. Oh, I should have switched over to Peach before I got them. That would have been fun. Okay, so that's a door. Okay. Okay. So there's a blue switch back there. There's a this thing. There's a bunch of flying dudes. There's a pipe way the heck over here. And there's a door here. So I think I'm gonna do the door first. Cool. There are two things I hate. Old dudes with mustaches and old dudes without mustaches. So take a hike, old dude. Go up the road to Merle's mansion. Well, yeah. Hot girl alert! Okay, so this dude is just straight up hitting on Peach. What a silly man you are. I'm very sorry, but I really must be somewhere. Where? Merle's mansion? I wouldn't go there if I were you. You'll get trapped there and bad things will happen. Trapped? Bad things? What are you talking about? Oh, this dude is creepy. Thanks for the info. If I don't come back, will you perhaps try to save me? You know, like a certain mustachioed man used to do. Wow, Peach already looking for new boy toys. Rude. Okay, so that door leads us nowhere, which means we're gonna go somewhere else. So this is an elevator. Cool. Gosh, the way they depixelate her is hilarious. Oh, look! The little dudes didn't come with me! They're just on the front of the screen! This is so funny! Oh my gosh, yes. I could still kill things with them. That one's gonna die, but that's okay. Perfect! So that switch makes us a better door, hopefully. We still have one little Mr. Man here. He jumps with me. Isn't it hilarious? Good job, little dude. Good job. You're doing your best. I'm just a little bit faster than you, I think. Amazing. Looks like Mario's just following her. Okay, so let's go through this other door. So we get another star in this one, chat. Only this time we're Peach. And we are legit Peach. Gosh, she moves slowly. Thank you. Okay. Go that way, please. I need to double check. Okay, I haven't missed anything. At this end of the level, at least. And we got a save brick. Ooh. Oops. This is such a weird... what? Chat, I'm getting things, I think? Oops. Okay. So things happened. I fell. But I don't think I can do anything about that yet. Yeah. That's okay. It's okay, I think. Okay. Can I go in this? Yes, I can. So So what is in this pipe? Nothing. Oh boy, the tippy skills. Wow, she didn't even reveal it. She just told me to hit it. Lazy. Okay. I'm down. Oh, come on. Come on, my dudes. There we go. So that is a delightful enemy that replicates itself if you don't kill it very fast, and he was high, which made it hard to jump on him. Okay, so I'm seeing another bombable wall here, which means that a little bit before my hammer sense is tingling, I think my bomb sense is tingling. Tss, boom. Good vibes, them vibes. Set off my blow stuff up sensors. You like exploding? I ain't sensed real good blow up stuff vibes in 1,500 years. Boom. I gotta check those vibes out a little more close, like squawk. Check it out. Just answer a couple questions real quick. Sblam. Okay, boom. Here we go. Sblammo. You stay up wondering if anyone ever gives presents to Santa Claus. Yes or totally? For some reason, you clean up your room before a test. Absolutely. When someone says, let's just be friends, you think, yeah, whatever. You don't really understand why I'm asking you all these weird questions. Truer than true. You think shopping online is a wonderful and magical experience all my life. You once put on a shirt inside out but didn't bother reversing it before going out. Yeah, I remember that. You want to be sleeping when you're awake, but when you're tired, you want to wake up. Always. Cayman's looking verify. You're getting real tired of these questions. Oh, you said it, not me. Got it. Boom. You got some tasty vibes. Splam. My mind's made up now. Splat pow. You guys are worthy of my power. So we've made new friends with, Boomer. His personality is questionable. But I betcha I can blow up this wall. So that's lovely, chat, because that means I know back in Rogueport, there's a wall for me to blow up. I got a rare card! Oh, no, I do actually need to care about the three-dimensional space. I got Old Man Watchit and a card. Cool. So this is the first pixel that they've given me that actually allows me to destroy enemies that I cannot touch. Which is pretty cool. So that pipe was super worth it. As like, just, you know, oops. A nice little experience. Another one of these lovely dragons. One of the things that I do rather like about this game is the auto collection of points and coins. The fact that I do not have to do those things by sprinting around is kind of nice. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna blow up some bricks. What it looks like we're gonna do. Just for like comprehensiveness. Let's blow them all up. And then there are a bunch of doors. Okay, so one at a time. Let's start with door number this one. Ah, I see. Okay, so I can't get up there, which means I have picked a door that is not very helpful to me. I'm gonna pick this door. Nope, this is also the bottom of a room. Delightful. So I would really love to get a door at the top of a room. Ooh, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yep. Delightful. So I think that was the room with the other Kerblooey dude in it, and not the room with the switch in it. So hopefully, yeah. So hopefully this one will be the top of the switch room. Boink. There's another rumbling, chat. So again, Tippy says, something must have happened outside. But I'm gonna blow that guy up before I check. 'Cause violence, chat. Cool, and so now we have a gold door instead of the rainbowy doors. So I guess that's what happened when we hit the switch, chat. Again, weird construction for your, like... So those enemies that are like clouds that just fart gas at me. What? Nice. Don't care. Get lost, Mr. Swoopula. They're kind of the worst in terms of enemies. You suck. Oh, that's fine. Because they shoot status effects at you. Slurp. I wonder if that is the thing that picks up bombs. Yep, that's the thing that picks up bombs that I just exploded. So do you know what's interesting, chat? I don't know that I've ever found that before. I think that is a secret that is new to me. So that's pretty cool. And I'm amused by that. So yeah, we're gonna save our progress. That's the end of chapter 2-1, I believe. So I think we have enough time for another one. On the far side of a beast-ridden swamp, Mario and Co. found an imposing residence. This must be Marley's mansion, squealed Princess Peach with glee. If our friends could only find the pure heart quickly, their quest here would end. But when has fate ever set Mario on such a simple path? Brimming with anticipation, our plucky heroes plunged into Marley's mansion. Chapter 2-2. Tricks, Treats, Traps. Oh, I see something. Hello. Ooh, spoopy music, chat. I bet. Yeah. I see a chest up there. I want it. Oh. Oh ho. Okay. Interesting. So I got a stopwatch. Nope. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. So I was hunting for... Settle down, Beavis. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you for the unlurk. That was a great entrance. Pretty dang good if I do say so myself. How are you doing today? I asked you that, but I think I was on the phone when you arrived. Yes. There we go. And now I'm figuring out some really silly tricks and trips and things. Oh! Formerly convey my presence. Hey, Echo in Mexico. Nice to see you too. Thank you, Beavis. Thank you. Sherry Baumette was here earlier and she redeemed the costume time for the scarf. And then Ash popped by, Ashley Gibson 06, and redeemed the ears. Well, specifically redeemed costume time, and always means the ears. So we're having ourselves a good time today. Thank you. Thank you. I think they bring together my outfit real nice, if I do say so myself. Nice to see you, Mexico. And or whatever other form of short form. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you for redeeming non-seasonal candy. I see you noticed my new redemption. So Kay Menzel made it a joke. And then I made it real. So again, just to remind everyone, our seasonal candy is currently candy canes because I love myself. And so they will be candy canes all the way through till Christmas. Even though I acknowledge it is not yet Christmas season. I just love it. Oh, settle down, Beavis. Please tell me where your wife got those. Because, boy howdy, would I ever. That is fantastic. But anyway, Mexico, our non-seasonal candies are very amusing. They are Jolly Rancher Sours. And the last one I tried, I think attacked my face from the inside of my mouth. So, for your amusement, here is your non-seasonal candy redemption. What flavors are these? Strawberry and lemon. Oh! The lemon is strong, chat. Oh no! They're Jolly Rancher Sours. And they're very sour. And so I hope that you can back up and see this. Or I might have to eat another one for you. Oh. Sure. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ah. That was an experience. So chat. Settled on Beavis, you do need permission if you want to drop a link here, but if you drop it in my Discord or in Kay Menzel's Discord, that might be better because I might actually be able to find it later when my stream's done. Literally, this, you cannot see it, but this part of my eye is spasming from that lemon. That was really good. Hello, Focus. Nice to see you. How are you doing today? We are playing Super Paper Mario now. It is very exciting. We're also eating sour candy occasionally and it hurts. But in a good way. It is tasty. So, oh, a bit tired. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope that you're able to get a nice restful time in tonight then. I know I'm a little bit tired too, but I know why that is. I've been like on the go since like 7:30 this morning. I had an appointment at the passport office, and so that kind of made my whole day a day, which was fine. And I also was making apple cider today, and so fitting that in and around everything else that I was doing has just has meant I've been very busy all day, so it's nice to sit down for a bit with some candy and with the stream and with a nice little community over here, being adorable. Beavis, thank you so much for posting that in the community Discord, because I am very invested in trying to, like, right now, I'm just using these like little inner earbuds, but it's been kind of on my mind to look at like different headphone hardware, and if there's like an Alfear version of in-earbuds, I am there. Yeah, Mexico, actually I was changing my name. And so officially trying to get the documentation so that I can travel with K Menzel, instead of not being able to, which not that we can travel anyway because of COVID, but you know, maybe one day we'll want to. Oh, a passport ID card. Oh, that's interesting. I think that's probably a relatively quick way back down. And actually, I kind of want to read this sign. What does this sign say? Believers, open the door. Non-believers, open it now. Mysterious Magical Merly. All right. That seems pretty great. Oh. Huh. I wonder... Okay, cool. So those things don't take damage. Oh gosh, focus. That sounds very difficult. Cool. So those guys seem mean. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, different ID, like different scenarios for the countries that like actually border you. Okay, so those things don't like me, but I also can't hurt them, so that's fine. This is a crystal ball that I can't interact with, but there's a door there, so I'm just gonna go through it and ignore the random whatever those were. And hit the save brick. Okay. So there's a little green girl here. Hello.
Oh, hi there. Big welcome. Welcome to Merly's Mansion. I'm Lady Merly's handmaid. My name's Mimi.
Chat, put your hands up if you've been paying attention and you're suddenly sus. I mean, if you weren't here, that's okay too. So we've never actually seen what she looks like because there was an Agent of Disguise in Count Bleck's minions that looked like Ochunks, and then looked like Count Bleck, and then looked like Princess Peach, and then looked like Bowser. And her name is Mimi. And we were told that Nastasia sent Mimi to lay a trap for the hero. So we've literally been told those things already. So now this lovely young lady is named Mimi. So that's nice. Hi, Mimi. I totally think I can trust you.
But you can call me Mimikins if you want. You're here to see Lady Merly, aren't you? How super for you! Well, Lady Merly is on the second floor in the farthest room. Just head on up there whenever you're ready. Oh, golly. But listen, don't you dare go into any other rooms by accident or else. Enjoy your visit, okay?
So, I wonder what happens if I go into other rooms, because... Oh my gosh! Wait, hold up. Oh, that's a big dog. Oh, that's a door with a key. Oh, I want to see what that is. I'm getting a fiend do it over there, focus. So, Mimi said top floor, furthest room. What's here? Huh. Is anyone else suspicious? I wonder? I can't, but Sus. Real sus. Sus. Chat, there was a pit. Ghosts! Oh, this is gonna be fun, chat. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, what? So these guys disappear. Oh. Interesting. So I just found some booze. And not the kind B-O-O-Z-E. Oh, rude. Okay. Yeah, not that kind of booze. I know. I just fell for it again. I thought I could jump further. Oh, if I'm Peach, I can jump further than that. That's what I should be doing. I just want to see if I can actually get that mushroom. Because I think one of them's gettable. Nope. I wonder if I could do it if I had, like, the small... Stop mocking me. There might be a way to do it. But this is not the one I can get, apparently. And that's okay. So that's what's in that room. But didn't seem very helpful to us. So let's keep looking. I do have the grabby hand, Mexico, but I actually tried that first. And it just went right through the item. And so I think specifically on that one, it does not work, which is fine. Because in general, you're not supposed to be able to get any of those items. I just think one of them is cheesable and I can pick it up and get some health back, which is fine. Oh, it might be that one. Well, at least that one I think I can get. So chat, again, a little suspicious, but I'll take it. Oh, cool. Nice and simple. Is there anything else here? No. That's fine. That's fine, that's fine. We're just poking around, chat, because what we've learned is there's a key somewhere. And we want to find it. Nice. Well, I think Beavis dropped me a link, and so I'm probably gonna... Ooh. And so I'm probably just gonna hunt that in my Discord. Okay, so any guesses as to where the pit's gonna be? Yay! Ooh, the little swoopers. Hey, Mr. Swooper. Get down here. Yeah, you too. Oh, rude. I wonder if that's actually a red switch thing. Again, having played this game multiple times, there are 100% things that I just have never paid attention to before. The blue switches thus far have been pretty permanent, but the red switches maybe aren't. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So I wonder if it's like just in general red switches are timed and blue switches are just hit it once and then be done. And if that's something that I can use to prevent myself from having to test it every time. Cool! Gosh, our coin count looks delightful to me right now. It's very good to have a lot of coins in this game because I'm just gonna spend so many coins on like the recipes and stuff and other elements of completion. Okay, this room is suspicious. Chat, do you see what I see? There's like a half roof, and then there's stuff going on above the roof. So this is the room we were told to go into to find Merly. The only thing we can interact with is this button. So the button locks all the windows, and now the ceiling has spikes, and it is slowly descending upon us. I wonder what we should do. The actual hardest part of this, in my opinion, is the fact that you need to switch back at some point before you run out. And so it's kind of waiting long enough to time it. Whee. Okay. Interesting. Ooh. Okay. I wonder if that is a way up or if I should be going a different way. Ah, this way looks better. Oh, interesting. Okay. I might have to care about 3D space at some point, but initially... Yeah, I can't make that jump, but I think I can make a different jump. Yeah. Great. Lovely. Delightful. Oh, cool. So we found a key. Well, chat. I didn't want to press the button again. Chat. I think I know where I want to put this key. So I was told to come here to find Merly, but I don't see her. I do see that that sweet little puppy is locked. Locked in. So, excuse me, my friend. Cool. So even though he was pretty mad at me, he's definitely much angrier at Mimi.
Hey, listen. I wonder why that savage thing went straight for her and paid us no mind. I'd like to think we look rather tasty. What do you suppose it means?
I don't think that we should, you know, look a gift horse in the mouth on this one. This just seems very much okay to me. So, chat. Here we are at the end of 2-2. Which is interesting. So we've been told by the cutscenes that there's a trap. And we've met someone named Mimi. And that's suspicious. But we're also only halfway through. And so if there is actually a pattern with this game, which I think there is, Chapter 1 had 4 parts. And so we're kind of expecting all the chapters to have 4 parts. So Chapter 2, we're only at the end of Part 2. We still haven't found Merly, but we've made it to the house. So, next time, you will have to come back and see what else might unfold in Merly's mansion and what kind of sus behavior is going on there. And for now, we're going to find ourselves a friend to raid. Ooh. That's a lovely idea. Oh, that's also a lovely idea. Man, there's so many lovely ideas of people to raid today. I think I'm gonna go with that one. So, Let me get that message going. So there's our raid message chat. Oh, Fal, lovely to have you back from the meeting. You're just in time for me to finish. Sorry. My streams are getting a little bit later starting next week. And so I am sorry that you missed some of the gameplay. I hope the meeting was all right. But I will be streaming next on Monday. I should be at least. At this point, work has called me in so many extra shifts, which is lovely, because I do actually like where I work. But it means that, like, it's hard to guarantee days off. Oh, sorry about that, Fal. Well, I hope you recover well from it, and that there's something good you can do in the rest of your day to keep your mood up, you know? But my current plan is next week I will be streaming on Monday, but I will be shifting my time a little bit later in the afternoon to 3 o'clock, just to see how that goes for everybody, myself included. So hopefully you will be able to tune in and see more of this lovely game and its lovely stories and its lovely, very weird lore building, because I would love to have you back. We are going to pop over and go on a visit, actually, to Shoujo, who I have not rated before, and probably has no idea who I am, but they are a very cool streamer. They tend to wear a Yoshi hat. They play a lot of Super Mario Maker 2, and they are very, very talented. And so I would love to drop you guys off with them, and hopefully you'll have some fun, and if you've never watched them before, you'll be able to have the experience of, you know, seeing how cool their gameplay is. They are playing viewer levels right now, so some of them might be a hot mess, but some of them might be really cool. So yeah, go drop some love for them if you can, and would love to see you back on Monday if you can. If not, or even if you do come back, not to be exclusionary, I hope you have yourself a wonderful afternoon, wonderful evening, wonderful day, wonderful wherever you are. And thanks for stopping by. Bye!